Hey guys, welcome back to the course. In this lecture, we will try to understand JSON's usage through practical examples. One of the first things that we need to do while working with JSON is to import Python's inbuilt JSON module. Then we have a variable called employee details and we have initialized it with a bunch of key value pairs. At this point, this information is being seen by Python as a dictionary because the dictionary object is native to Python. So as long as you have data that adheres to a certain format as per Python's requirement, it's going to be considered as such by Python. There is no talk about JSON yet. In fact, let's use the type function to find out how this information is being understood by Python as of this moment. As you can see, this data is being considered as a part of Python's dictionary class. So now the obvious question is, how does JSON fit into all of this? Since JSON is a globally understood and a sort of de facto data exchange standard across different entities, devices, protocols, etc., you are most likely going to work in that format instead of staying limited to Python's specific ecosystem while building real-world applications. In order to accommodate that and make sure that our code in Python is ready to interoperate with other applications that are sending the data to us in JSON format, we use the JSON module and its different methods in Python. One of the methods is called dumps, and it is used to convert the data from Python's native dictionary format to a JSON string. Let's use the type function to see how Python is interpreting this data now. As you can see, it is no longer considering it as a dictionary. It is now a part of string class, which is what JSON formatted data falls under. Another important thing to note is that the key value pairs in this newly formed JSON string are now enclosed in double quotes instead of single quotes in which they were originally given. Now, as an example, consider a scenario where a third-party application written in some other language has sent us some data in JSON formatted string. Let's assume that this is the data which we have received from another application. This is in true JSON format. And remember that JSON is the medium of information exchange between different applications. In order to retrieve the information from this and use it within our application, which is written in Python, we will need to convert it into some sort of a Python native object like a dictionary. You see what I'm doing here? We are basically doing the reverse now by converting it back into a Python dictionary. For this, we can use the json.loads method. This method is taking the JSON value as input argument and storing the output in this new variable called employee details convert. Let's run this and see what we get. As you can see, it is now back into Python's native dictionary object with single quotes. And now, just like with any other regular dictionary, we can extract values from it using its key values. Now, some of you might still be confused about why we are going through all this trouble just to change the format of the data. Well, Python's data types like dictionaries and lists are good, but we need to remember that these are native to Python language. When we are interacting with other entities over the network, we need a format which everyone understands and agrees to talk to, irrespective of their programming language constraints or product limitations. And that's what JSON and other data formats like XML provide. They are so universally accepted that you will be hard-pressed to find a product or an application that does not support them. To be honest, it all depends on the context and the use case that your code is trying to solve. In fact, it is quite possible to have an application where everything from dictionaries to lists and JSONs are being used together, albeit with different objectives. If you are still confused, then don't worry, we will explore this in further details while working in real-world use cases. So with that, I thank you for joining me this journey, and I hope you find the rest of the course useful as well.